Bronco Chat and chatting about the Bronco boys. Baseball season is underway here in 2021. David Gentili joined by the head coach of the Broncos, Rusty Filter. Well, Coach, thank you so much for joining me. One series down, and we'll get to that in a moment. Just want to start with generally your level of excitement for being back and about your group as you're here in the early part of the season.
Yeah, thanks, David. I think the word excitement does not even do it justice. I mean, we are so excited to be given this opportunity, and I really want to make sure that we start off by thanking the people that have really made this possible, from our president, Father O'Brien, to our sports administration, Renee Baumgarten, our athletic director, sports supervisor, Bob DeCarolis, the rest of the administration team, Stacy Gustafson, Chris Mendoza. I really want to thank them for all their help getting us to this point. Our sports medicine group, headed by Ryan Holloman and Tanner Fowler with our team, have done a great job during this pandemic. And, just to get to this point, to get the boys back on campus, to get underway early February with our practices, we're just really excited to be given that opportunity, and really, can't thank those people enough for all the work that they've done. On top of that, Ryan Mers, in compliance, has also been, critical in this as we move forward and get ready to, start playing more baseball games.
So as you get a sense of your squad coming into this season, talking about personnel, we always like to ask, when you see the potential of this group, what excites you about having such a veteran squad this year?
Yeah, I felt like last year we had started to measure up to what our expectations are, and really started to play some really good baseball early in the season last year, and felt fortunate last year to have all those upperclassmen back in the program. And when the pandemic came and they were given another year of eligibility, we were unsure of what was going to happen, and majority of them decided to come back and give it another go. And definitely excited for them. They provide great leadership daily, and have really put us in a position to try to have some success on the baseball field.
So you opened up down at UC Santa Barbara. NCAA baseball has enough national polls to make your head spin, but that's a good club. They're ranked in pretty much all of them, as high as 8th in collegiate baseball. Got a couple of All-Americans on the bump. You took the opener in that series, battled well. It was a really fun series of baseball to follow. What were your takeaways from that matchup with the Gauchos?
Yeah, I think it was a learning opportunity for us, and especially the new guys. I think the veterans understand, the kids that have been around, that when games are close, it can be one or two critical pitches or one or two critical plays that can be the difference. And I felt like game one, facing an All-American, and look, UC Santa Barbara is a really good baseball team. I feel like we are as well. We were able to put a few good swings and get some home runs down there. And it just comes down to those big moments, who can win those big spots. And I think the first day we were able to do that. The next 2 days the games were close, but they were able to make big pitches in big spots, or make some really nice defensive plays. So I think we learned that your 150 pitch game, you've got to be locked in, and difficult in this time. We're all spread out all over the stadium, and just the teaching opportunities that came up from those games, I think will benefit us moving forward.
Individually, Mike Bose had himself a series at the plate, 6 of 14, 3 home runs. He had a homer in every game of that series. What allowed him to get off to a fast start offensively?
Mike's a good player. Mike's a really hard worker. I think he's, from day one, he's been very offensive and has played good in right field for us. I think Mike made the trip to Santa Barbara in the car with Sean McMillan, our director of ops. He had an NBA meeting that he had to attend, so he had to Zoom. We had to give him some quiet. So I think Sean's going to take a lot of the credit for his success this weekend. But Mike's a physical guy. I mean, he's got power to all fields. He hit 2 home runs to right field. He hit 1 to left field, and he's just really put himself in a position. He's worked really hard during the quarantine, and came out ready to go, and it showed.
And earned a WCC Player of the Week accolade to boot for a really, really good week at the plate. But you've got a deep pitching staff. pitching is your specialty as a coach. We'd be remiss not to be able to talk about all the guys. We just don't have the time to do that. So I want to ask you about one guy who's a main feature and maybe one of my favorite guys to hear you talk about, just because you light up when you talk about his stuff. And that's Russell Grant. Tell me about what he brings to your group on the mound.
Yeah, Russ is, obviously, left-handed. He's fastball, slider, changeup. Got a quick arm. He's come back this year with a little more velocity. I really think that when he pitched 2 years ago, he pitched on Friday or Saturday for us, and he always kept us in the game. Fifth or sixth inning, and he's just really really competitive by nature and a little bit high strung when he pitches. Off the field, he's very cool, calm, and collected, and he's just a competitor, and I feel confident giving him the ball at any time, and he's really put himself in position to be a dominant force for us. And it's difficult missing last year, and the expectations get high, and we're kind of about the process around here, and every opportunity we want to get a little bit better. So he went out Friday, and first inning was really good, and we had him on a low pitch count. All of our guys were pretty low the first week, and we're hoping to progress that each week a little bit further, and really looking for Russ to solidify that rotation for us and be that Friday guy for us at Santa Clara.
We're chatting here with Bronco head coach Rusty Filter from Santa Clara Baseball. Well, this offseason was totally flipped on its head because of the COVID-19 pandemic. The whole thing gets shaken up. And for those of us who aren't around the team on a daily basis, or for somebody listening like me who hasn't been through a college baseball offseason, in terms of preparation, what kinds of things take the biggest hit in this kind of scenario for your readiness for the season?
Yeah, we spend a lot of time on culture, who we are and our identity, and there's lots of conversations in the locker room, and we discuss everything that's going on in the world, and we were unable to do that face to face. We had multiple Zoom calls twice a week. I tried to FaceTime the boys at least once a week, and really keep that contact and that dialogue. And for the older players, I think they know what to expect. They were able to get their work in, and the younger players, we just missed out that whole fall building culture and doing those things. And we did a good enough job to try to keep them engaged, but without them being here in the fall, it's very difficult. I mean, this is a repetition sport. We need to build up those repetitions, and they came back in early February 4th, and we hit the ground running, and I think we're a competitive group. That's our goal right now, to be competitive, and the wins will take care of themselves.
Well, you take on a new challenge, and it's one of those things where it's a two-way street. You get some positives out of it too. And we sat down last week for a season preview interview, and you mentioned to me that you feel like the individual player to coach communication has been really good during this time. Tell me about how that's expanded, and maybe what's there with that communication that you wouldn't have had time to do before.
Yeah, well, I think it's as the team gets here, a bigger group setting throughout the fall and early on, and obviously we didn't have that. So we took it upon ourselves as a coaching staff to make sure that we were reaching out as much as possible, and just giving them a level of comfort that we were prepared, and we wanted them prepared when they showed up. And I think that in those individual calls, really gave them a little more, one-on-one time, as you alluded to. So, I think some of the freshmen, when they came in, they were a little more comfortable, getting to the field and seeing us, and then just kind of getting underway. So, I think that was a big benefit. I think also that a lot of these guys were given a little more extended time after summer to really train and get themselves in great shape. And I was really pleased with how they showed up. We're a pretty physical group, and a lot of these guys have put in time to improve their strength and their speed. So I was very proud of them. And as we've talked before, our leadership group, they stayed on top of their guys, and was very pleased when they showed up.
You talked about culture, and it's kind of one of my favorite parts of interviewing, to dive into the specifics of a team and what's unique about your group. I've thrown around the term Bronco Boys a lot, and I got to confess to you, I know it's a hashtag. I hear it a lot. I don't entirely know what it means. So tell me, and tell the Bronco fans out there, when you guys say Bronco Boys, how do you identify with that? What does that mean to your group?
Well, Bronco Boys is something that we started here a couple of years ago. As everybody else heard about it as a hashtag, but it's something internally with our team that we are the Bronco Boys. That's who we are, and it's an all for one group. We start each day and each meeting with a check in, and they start with all in, and it's just about relentless accountability. That's really what it is. That we're going to play for each other. And give our best effort and put ourselves in a position to play tough and be gritty. And so that's basically what a Bronco boy means.
Head coach of the Bronco boys, Rusty Filter. Coach, thanks for your time.
You bet. Thank you.